Hi everybody, welcome to round one of the Dimir Flash standard event. Yeah, and this is a really solid starting hand. We've got everything we need. We're going to keep. We've got some early counter magic as well as two of our most important creature cards. And we even have a removal spell in case the opponent is able to resolve an early creature. So, as it currently stands, the game plan is going to be to play out the Triome and then hold up Essence Scatter mana on turn 2. Okay, and a Cunning Nightbonder is not a bad draw either. And that can cut down on the cost of our Sea Dasher Octopus. Okay, so we're playing against an Orzhov deck. Looks like Orzhov Lifegain, so I imagine there's a Heliod hiding in there somewhere. Let's go ahead and go on with that plan of keeping up all of our Essence Scatter, Heartless Act, Cunning Nightbonder mana. Again, the Dimir Flash deck really only wants to play on the opponent's turn. So whenever possible, do not cast a spell during your turn. Okay, a Bloodthirsty Aerialist. Yeah, I think it makes sense to simply counter this. And the Orator by itself does not do a whole lot. So without a payoff card for the Orator, I think we're in pretty good shape. Okay, and definitely shocking here. Most likely, we're going to be flashing in the Slitherwisp. Even if they find a payoff card now, I would like to Slitherwisp and then Heartless Act it away on the next turn, just to get that Slitherwisp in play. Yeah, so absolutely, we're going to go with that plan. Go ahead and flash in the Slitherwisp at the end of their turn. And now we have our engine going. Okay, so we have our first real decision point. We can Cunning Nightbonder to draw a card. We can Heartless Act plus mutate the Octopus on to draw a card that way. That would leave ourselves exposed a little bit. I think the card advantage and the fact that we have another Heartless Act makes this the correct play. I know I said in general you don't want to play on your own turn, but because of the payoff for this line, we're going to be drawing multiple extra cards and we have a removal spell in hand. I think it does make sense to get a little bit aggressive and get in there. And even if they find something like a Heliod, we have the ability to bounce that down with the Brazen Borrower. And I'm not too worried about our life total by this army of 2/2s and a 1/1. Okay. So, this is actually a somewhat tricky turn. I think it makes the most sense to try to hit a land drop, so let's play out the Cunning Nightbonder. Okay, and here I think we just hang back with everybody. Since they do have two creatures to block with, there's no point in trying to get rid of one of them. And then on our turn, we'll have the option of countering things, bouncing things, or killing things. Okay, so again, I'm not too worried about these 2/1s and 1/1 creatures. We're going to flash in the Spectral Sailor to actually trade off with one of their 1 toughness creatures. And we'll draw an extra card for our troubles when we do that. And then we can Heartless Act the Child of Night and get in with the Slitherwisp Octopus to draw more cards. And yeah, I don't think we need this discount anymore. And they certainly are not playing counter spells. So let's go ahead and just trade off here. And then, as I mentioned, the plan is to clear the way by getting rid of the Child of Night. And at this point, we're just accumulating so much card advantage that it's going to be hard to mess this up. Okay. And I think what I'm going to do, actually, is play... Oh, if we didn't hit a land drop there, I would have just played out the Octopus on our turn. Because we did hit our land drop, we can keep all of our mana open, and we'll flash in the Octopus and have lots of options. Okay, let's get this down first. And I don't want to build everything onto one creature here. I like to have two separate creatures at this point. And we can just bounce the Impassioned Orator here. Okay, another Slitherwisp is awesome. Let's go ahead and attack first. And again, we'll do everything on our opponent's turn. A Grave Waker. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's go ahead and start out with Slitherwisp, see what our options are as we draw more cards. Okay, so right now we can just Heartless Act this. Seems pretty strong. And actually, a slightly better play would have been to play the Brazen Borrower and then Heartless Act it on our turn, as that would have drawn us additional cards and put additional pressure on the opponent. But as it stands, we are so far ahead that it is not going to matter. Okay, and I'm wondering if we just have lethal here. I think we do. Let's go ahead and shock ourselves. Play another Slitherwisp. Play the Spectral Sailor. And get him. So, pretty good showing in game one from the Dimir Flash deck. Anything we'd like to swap out against this Orzhov deck that is based around Lifegain? Well, it seems very likely we want to be able to kill their important creatures. And I'm wondering if they're going to be bringing in some removal, so I'm considering Keep Safe. I do want to go down on the number of Mystical Disputes. It's not a really good rate once you're not getting the discount for playing it against a blue spell. So let's bring in both of the Keep Safes. And this looks like a good setup to me, so let's go into the next game. Yeah, and another really solid opener. We'll keep that. And unless we draw an untapped blue source, we'll be playing the Temple of Deceit out on turn 1, and then we'll be able to start unlocking all of our other plays on turn 2. And I do need to find more blue sources, but I'm happy to keep hitting lands here. One thing to note about the Octopus is it only requires one blue source to mutate onto a creature. So depending on what our opponent does here, our opponent's stuck on one land, it looks like. Okay. And yeah, now we're going to be able to hold up Essence Scatter. If they're not playing something relevant, we can flash in the Night Bonder. I'm actually considering playing Spectral Sailor just so we can put an Octopus on it and start drawing cards next turn. I think I'm going to go with the Night Bonder though. It does use our mana more efficiently. And we may set up a situation where we flash the Octopus in and then are able... Oh, we can't actually put it on the Rogue though, so we have to do it onto the Sailor. One thing to note is you cannot mutate onto human creatures, which I have temporarily forgotten. Alright, so we'll just keep up all of our options here and see what our opponent does. So again, this is the payoff card for their Lifegain. I'm going to scatter it, partially because I do want to assemble the Spirit Octopus, and I don't want them to have a flying blocker. And I'm happy to keep the board clear, actually. I don't really need the discount. Yeah, and if they're not pressuring us at all, then we can really sit back on counter magic. Okay. And we were fortunate enough to find another blue source, so we're going to shock there and pass the turn back. Okay, and we're going to allow this to resolve. And then we are going to assemble a Spirit Octopus, and we'll bounce the Vampire probably on the next turn. Or potentially we will find a Heartless Act. Oh, Slitherwisp is exactly what the doctor ordered. So the plan has changed. We are not going to bounce this. We're going to resolve that Slitherwisp and start our engine up. I'm wondering if they do have a removal spell. I see them checking out our Spirit Octopus there. And if they have something really relevant, we do have Neutralize in hand, so that is one thing to keep in mind as well. And if they choose to try to remove this Octopus, there is a good chance that we protect it. It is just such a wonderful source of card advantage. I don't really want to let it go too easily. Alright, well, that is certainly okay. Wonder if that was a priority check there. Okay. So this is the one that matters. But, yeah, I'm just going to bounce this next turn. We're going to allow this one to resolve. And then hopefully we can both bounce and make another play with the Slitherwisp in play. Let's go ahead and draw our card. I'm wondering if they would even just trade the Pride Mate for the Slitherwisp, but that's not really a trade that I want to make. Okay, and we were able to hit our land drop, so now we are in really good shape. Okay, and could actually just bounce the Vampire and play out something here. Yeah, that actually seems pretty good. This uses our mana really nicely, saves our life total a little bit, and is going to draw a card and start allowing us to pressure them. And it's keeping the Pride Mate at a reasonable size. Now I could also counter this. Then they only have one life-linking creature left. Yeah, I'll play the Borrower out on our next turn. Okay, let's go ahead and draw a card. Oh, Spectral Sailor is a really nice one. I'm going to play it now because I want to hit our land drop for the turn. And this still allows us to keep counter magic up if we need it. Heartless Act, also excellent. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no safe way to play a creature and draw a card and keep up both Heartless Act and keep safe. So we're going to hang back for a moment. They've showed us they have no other cards in hand by playing that land out first, which is nice. And do we want to flash in an Octopus to trade off with the Child of Night? I think that we do. We're going to replace this card immediately anyway. Let's go ahead and flash this in. We can also play it onto the Sailor and then Heartless Act. Yeah, I like this quite a bit. So we are somewhat 2-for-1ing ourselves, but oh, this doesn't work as well as I'd hoped because this is going to have counters on it. And Heartless Act doesn't actually kill the creature with counters. I still think this makes sense though. And again, we're just very, very far ahead on resources. So I'm not too worried about making exchanges like that. And, let's go ahead and draw our card first. Oh, perfect. Okay, so now we can build up a really large Cutthroat. And I'm going to play it now because, oh no, we hit our land for the turn, so I'm not going to play it now. I take it back. Let's go ahead and first get the Cutthroat down. And we can Heartless Act this. So I don't think we actually need to counter it. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go through with the Heartless Act, and we'll try to get it set up so that we can trade for the Primate. So let's first cycle this. So we can flash in. Yeah, I'm going to take the 4 here. And the idea is that I just want to trade off the Cutthroat for the Primate. And we're fortunate enough to hit another Spectral Sailor, so we can do it on this turn. I was planning to do it on the next turn. Okay, and let's just go ahead and get rid of their last creature. And ride the value train to victory. And again, I do want to keep hitting land drops, so, okay. Well, strong showing from the deck in round 1. I hope that you will join us for round 2. And if you enjoyed, consider a like or subscribe below. See you next one.